I have a question, Representative Barr. Do you feel that the impeachment of President Clinton worked as a deterrent against runaway executive power and the establishment of the rule of law in the executive branch?
Good Lord, no. I mean, I've never in my lifetime certainly seen an administration.
Do you regret the impeachment of President Clinton in your role as the House manager?
No, I mean, having public officials adhere to and be answerable to the rule of law is very, very important.
Do you think he should be impeached?
What distresses me greatly is that Congress has not done, in the case of this president, what they should have done, and that is to inquire into what this administration has done with regard to breaking the laws, for example, on electronic surveillance of U.S. citizens without warrants, the possible improper use of U.S. attorneys to obstruct justice with regard to some ongoing or preferred.
Would you have endorsed the impeachment articles that were forwarded to the House Judiciary Committee just the past week?
I don't think. I'm going to be testifying actually this coming Thursday before the House on some of these issues, not in the context of impeachment, but in the context of the rule of law and separation of powers. So we will be getting into some of these things. No, I think it would make no sense at this point to.
At what point would it have made sense? What year would it have?
You don't even let me answer a question before you start another one. So ask a question and try and let me finish.
I'm just trying to follow up. Go ahead.
No, ask a question.
Okay, then at what point would it have made sense? You're talking about a timeline that it wouldn't make sense 6 months before George Bush turned that off.
No, I mean we're getting into the heart of a presidential campaign. Anything that they would do nowadays, they being the Congress, would do nowadays now in that direction would become and seen as simply political, and it would probably, from their standpoint, be counterproductive because it would cause the other side to become defensive, rally around the president and the party, and possibly hurt the other side in the election.
I have one final question.
Sure.
Do you feel that the impeachment of President Clinton, in effect, poisoned the well of the practice of impeachment and always made it a political act, so that the current executive can always count on the fact that it would be seen as political to call for accountability in this fashion?
Impeachment is always going to be somewhat political. You are never, ever going to get away from that. One of the things that I learned, and this is what I wrote about in my book, was that when I filed in November of 1997 the very first inquiry of impeachment, none of us knew anything about Monica Lewinsky. It had never come up. That didn't come up until 3 or 4 months later. The basis on which I believed that it was necessary and appropriate in late 1997 to move forward had nothing to do with that. It had to do with national security matters, improper campaign donations from foreign sources, and so forth. But even had we moved in that direction, and the Republicans didn't want to, that would have been seen as political. You're never going to get away from that, which is why it is so important in any impeachment to lay your groundwork, marshal your evidence, have those congressional hearings first, rather than reach your conclusion first.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure thing.
Thanks for your support on Fox.
Thanks, Daddy.